Hello everybody, welcome to Baby Reviews. As you can see, I've been a little bit shorn on the top and still keeping a little bit still on the bottom, but it's mostly gone. What we have here is another interesting beer. We have St. Bernadus Abt 12. This is St. Bernadus' quadruple, and they were the guys who originally did the West Vegetarian series of beers, and then went out on their own and did their own, produced their own beers after the monks decided to do it themselves. What we have is a 10% quadruple beer. Obviously Abbott's beer, 12. I'm not sure necessarily. I think they also do numbered beers as well, because Rochefort have the 68 and the 10, so I guess 12's in that same sort of style. It is an Abbey beer. It's not produced by monks, so it's still got an Abbey beer, but it does have the original West Vegetarian monkey dude on. You sometimes see some of the memorabilia from back in the brewing days, and you'll see this little monk on it. There's some famous signs with this little monk still on, and I don't know if the bottles had him on or not. I couldn't tell you. So let's crack this fella on open and see what we've got. Ooh, lots of fizz. Right, yeah, it's definitely bottle conditioned. So I'm pouring it into an oval glass because I figured, well, we might as well drink a Trappist beer from a Trappist glass, even though I don't have the actual glass that they designed for this beer. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely bottle conditioned because it was rather lively then when I cracked it on open. I wanted to crack it and actually show you the cap as well. They have the kind of coloured caps as they do at West Vegetarian too. So what we have here is indeed one of those dark ruby brown sort of coloured ales, very similar to the quads that you're so used to seeing. It does have a really kind of very small head, but it is a huge glass, really really wide neck glass. Look, it's it's as long as my fingers are pretty much. A good head retention. It's sticking around what is there, and you can see as well, probably not when I'm holding up oval, it looks like it might lace quite nicely too. Tons and tons and tons of carbonation all down the side of the glass as well. So let's get a nose in there and give it a good smell. Holy moly. I really like the quads, Belgian quads as a style. You always get this huge hit of deep dark fruits, like rum and raisin sort of smell. A huge hit of booze and really plummy, raisiny, sweet stone fruit, there's like dried stone fruit smells, caramel, general sweetness, stickiness. It just smells big, bombastic, unctuous. I'm literally salivating. It does smell that good. All the kind of beers in this quadruple style are exceptional. They really are great beers. They're meant to be kind of the flagship beer. They're produced for the highest monk in the order, if it's a Trappist beer, if it's not, to emulate that, the most important beer. This one has got a good reputation. It's meant to be a West Vegetarian beta. I want to say Rochefort 10's quite intense flavour. I've mentioned this in previous videos. It's very intense. The West Vegetarian's very smooth, super easy and drinkable despite the ABV. The Le Trappe fits somewhere in the middle for me in that kind of trio. So we'll see where the St. Bernadus comes. Cheers everyone, let's give it a try. Oh. Oh, it's like a big, warm, boozy, sweet palate, pillow even, of amazingness. How old is this bottle? Will we tell? Best before 13th of the 2nd, 19. I don't know how long they put on their beers, how long they recommend. God, it's just so intense and lovely. It is. All those flavours, that rich, sweet stone fruit note just comes through so. Oh, it's like drinking caramel. It's unbelievably thick and rich. It's got a nice hit of booze and it's got a quite distinct bitterness on the back of the tongue. The booze you don't get in the mouth so much, but you get it in the belly. God, this warmed me up. But it's just so thick and chunky, it just coats the entire mouth in flavour. Pardon me. It's perhaps that kind of bitter note is perhaps kind of marmitey, yeasty note perhaps. And it is a little bit biting, it's a little bit more intense. This is pushing more towards the kind of Rochefort Rochefort side of the beers, the more intense and strong quads rather than the blended and complex ones. It has a distinct punch of that stone for a distinct punch of this bitter note, and then this warmth and this booze all the way down the palate. But I must say, it's absolutely a delight to drink. It's just one of those beers that it's meant to be bombastic, and it is bombastic. And it's filling me full of happiness. It really is. It's another easy 9.5 beer. It just is. It's just so. Oh, it's just great. It really is. Beer is at the top of the game, and this is one of those beers that is indeed at the top of its game. I really would love to try the rest of the range by St. Bernardus. Try their other less intense beers, ones that aren't exactly 10%, and you might be able to drink slightly more on a weekday. But it has been a busy day in the brewery, so I'm entitled to having a strong beer. So please, like, favourite, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think if you've had St. Bernardus up to 12. I'd love to hear your opinions. Where this fits in the grouping for me. Do you know what? I can't remember what ratings I gave the other ones, but the Westie still just remains in the back of my head as one of the best beers that I have ever tried and possibly will ever try. And so it definitely fits behind that, unfortunately St. Bernardus. But it's certainly up there. I think I like the Rochefort quite a lot as well, with that intense hit. This is certainly on the scale with that. I couldn't tell you which one I prefer better unless I have them side by side. But the quadruples are such an interesting range of beers. Really recommend you go out and try them. Belgian beer is so well thought of, and the Abbots, the quadruples, are the pinnacle, I guess. Unless you like Gurzes, which I really like Gurzes too, and Lambics. Pinnacle of the Abbey style beers, at least. So, thank you for watching, everyone. Until the next Bear Beer Reviews. Cheers.